It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, before I jump into today's episode, it's good to be back from vacation, back from the BTA meeting, folks. But I want to do a big shout out to my good friends over there at Dot Security, Frank Kuko and his team. Folks, we've heard about Dot Security, fantastic facility, millions and millions of dollars invested to help not only impact networking, deliver cybersecurity, but also to help other channel members deliver IT security. Stay tuned for more on that. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a phenomenal facility. If you ever get a chance, you're ever there in the Chicago area, make sure you hook up with Frank Kuko and say, hey, show me Dot Security. He'd love to show it to you. It's a fantastic facility. But ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about the insanity going on inside the Document Imaging channel, because there's some real insanity out there, and it's getting to a point of absurdity. And so at the end of the day with Ray, I just want to bring it to everybody's attention, because it is beyond belief, some of the stupidity that we see in the marketplace. So I want to just start out by saying this: diversification is not a buffet of going to do's. I'm so sick of hearing people talking about what they're going to do. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's like, why don't you just get off your ass and go do it? Because these going to do's, they're irrelevant to everybody you're trying to help. These going to do's, well, they just prove that our industry's full of procrastinators, some worse than others. But I put this picture together because, and I know it's a complicated, what the hell is Ray got on this picture, but I want to kind of go through this with you. Think of yourself as being in a buffet. And you walk up to the buffet, on this side's all the fantasy foods. Folks, there was a crackpot out there not too long ago talking about how they're going to give away free IT security assessments. Okay, first of all, that's just pure insanity. And I think I've talked about that a couple of times on LinkedIn over the past couple of weeks. But what the hell? We're going to give away free IT security assessments. And that's supposed to make people in the marketplace think what? You're stupid? Probably that's what happens. But the fantasy foods is things like, we're going to give away free IT assessments. Here's one for you. We're going to build an army of people that could go around and sell toner. I'm going to be a global toner person. We've seen people say that. Folks, we've seen people out there talking about how diversification could be selling shirts. We're going to sell shirts to executives in the marketplace, because you know what? All of our copier customers wear shirts. That was probably their thinking. Agent sales program opportunities. We've seen people talking about how, hey, let me just build an agent platform. Let me compete with Xerox. I mean, folks, seriously. And the reason I'm doing today's video is because a lot of times end users, they see our industry and they see some of our industry's actors doing this crap, and they're like, these people have all gone insane. And I just want to make sure that the end users out there, you know, that are using print providers, that are actually trying to change the game and move the needle, and they're using these folks that when they see these other nut jobs, they figure out, hey, that's just a nut job in the market. You know, remanufacture and sell used equipment. Yeah, we're gonna collect all the used equipment in the world, remanufacture it, and sell it. You know, well, I think that's been done. That's being done by people that are a lot more positioned to do it than maybe some nut job. Digital marketing agency. Yeah, we're gonna become a digital marketing agency. You know, yeah, we know how to do videos, so we're going to teach everybody in the world how to do a video. Even though the videos that we do don't do anything for our business. It's just a lot of hype and nonsense in the marketplace. And then on this side of the buffet, folks, we have the appetite reality. So we have all the going to do's, if you will. And then over here we have the reality to the appetite of these people that are going to do all this. Professional weakness. You know, poor business acumen. Weak revenues, probably been around 10, 15 years, still doing sub-$1 million in revenue at best, if lucky. Inefficient software. They don't even have software platforms. They're not even managing their own business, but yet they're going to try to help you manage yours. Human capital, insufficient. They can't afford to hire the right people, let's just be honest. You know, they might have a relative or two helping them work in the business. Proof of concept, never had a proof of concept of anything, because they were all going to do's. None of it actually was done. And so until you do something, then it's just a bunch of going to do's. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason for this is that our industry has to transition. Our industry has to diversify. And over the last few years, especially through this global pandemic, when everybody started realizing, man, we've got to do something, we're still listening to a bunch of screwballs. I mean, I'm so sick of hearing that IT company stand on stage and talk to people about how they have partners to get a 37% EBIT. It drives me out of my mind every time I hear that, because it's just pure bullshit. It's like a one-off. Give us the details of the 37% EBITDA. Why in the world would any IT provider brag about having a 37% EBITDA? That just means they're not paying the right amount of money to their human capital. There will be a crisis and their customers will suffer. I just had to beat that to death a little bit more because I still hear these crazy people telling my dealer friends this. Who are these people fooling? You? Ladies and gentlemen, the document image channel, if you really want to transition, you got to stop listening to these crazy people. Because it's like we want to be happy all the time, so we're afraid to listen to the truth. We'd rather listen to a bunch of horse shit. How do they qualify success? I see these same people standing on stage at BTA meeting. We have people in this room that are knocking it out of the park in IT. They're doing fantastic in IT. Who are these people? Are these people willing to come up on stage and share their numbers with you? If they're not, then shut the hell up because you're just making stuff up. Why are you lying to each other in your peer groups? Folks, peer groups are supposed to make you better. They're not supposed to make you feel good. Why has the transition been a total damn disaster? That would be the question I think every single owner would ask themselves. Why am I keep doing the same thing? I keep going to these same clubs, but yet I still have a disaster. Is it time to completely reinvent peer groups based on reality? And define the realities of the groups you are in? Is it just time to reinvent the peer groups? And is it time to really decide what the realities are of the peer groups you're in? Because maybe if a peer group's put together just for everybody to get around and say hi to each other, there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody cares. There should be a venue where people could get together and just say hi to each other. But when you parade people on stage that are telling the dealers ridiculous things that's not substantiated, that's a problem. Because some of those dealers probably have a good heart and they're sitting in that audience and they're trying to learn something. And they're trying to say, wow, I want to do that. How does a dealer owner with a good heart who really wants to transition and diversify, waiting for something, to say, wow, I really want to do that. And what he's hearing is a bunch of bullshit. What's he going to do? Accomplish a bunch of nuttiness? Make these people substantiate what they're telling you. Make them do it. Don't allow them until they substantiate what they're telling you. One thing people always say about the end of the day with Ray, I always use the facts, folks. Yeah, I can embellish. I can make a story. But when I'm talking about the OEMs and I'm digging into their numbers, I'm sharing you the real stuff. And maybe our industry's consultants need to start doing the same thing. And through my season 5, which by the way started today, I'm going to talk to you about real stuff with real people. And we're going to share you the real damn stories so you can take these other people and just put them in the sidelines. And at least know, okay, those people are nuts. They might be fun, but they're not going to help me move the needle or change the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is this. Somebody reached out to me, and I hear this a lot. Ray, I watch your videos, and, we know a lot of things that are wrong with the industry, but we need the secret weapon. We need you to tell us exactly how to do it. 750 videos, hundreds of articles. End of the day with Ray website. It's all there, folks. You just got to be willing to open your mind up and absorb what I'm talking about. You got to absorb what I'm talking about. And then you got to put together a program and a plan to accomplish what you need to accomplish. But this isn't a first grade classroom. I think some of our friends think they want to show up to this first grade classroom and just have let's just play with some cards. We all feel good. Okay, let's go home now and tell our parents we were playing with cards all. Folks, here's the reality. Diversification, changing the game. In our industry, you're going to have to write the book. You're going to have to write the manual. And that's why I'm a big fan of Impact Network. And I've talked about this before. They're writing the book on managed services because what they're building and what they're doing doesn't exist. And that's the same whether you're a small dealer or a large dealer. Until the dealer ownership is willing to write their own book, and when you write your own book, guess what you got to do? You got to start with chapter 1, the business plan, and then you got to bring into your world the right human capital to help you do it, to help you write the book. You need some co-authors, folks. It's not going to be easy. There is no secret road map. It's called entrepreneurship. It's called boldness. It's called just doing it. Not sitting around with a bunch of appeasement keeping you down. Because quite honestly, a lot of these people that you're talking to and a lot of these peer groups out there, I believe they're keeping you down because they get successful. Bunch of dealers pay a lunatic peer group a couple $1,000s a month. That's fantastic for the peer group. Not real fantastic for your dealership. Folks, I know today's video went a little bit long, but the bottom line is we got to get going. Time's running out. So stay tuned for season 5. We're going to give you some more details, okay? If you need more details, I'm going to give you some more details. But the things I put on the end of the day with Ray, they're going to be true. They're going to be substantiated because I truly want my friends to diversify and change the game and help their customers remain relevant as they remain relevant themselves. Because everybody watching me knows this, status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.